Hello everybody, welcome back into another stream of Path of Exile 2's Early Access. Hope you're doing well as always. So we have Asinex, Jay Rizzle in the house early. Nice to have both of you guys already. So on our last stream we began in Act 2 and we ended up trying to go to the city of Keth that belonged to the Mariketh in the past, but the high gates were closed, and so we were trying to sneak in through the trader's access point to open the gates Troy style and let in our Marikethi allies to try to chase whomever may be controlling the beast right now. So we've learned some other things. I don't remember exactly how much we've learned about the king guy, so I don't want to say too much about that, but at the end of last night's stream, my instance timed out because I spent too much time screwing around in town. So it sent me all the way back to the beginning of the map. So I was like, dang it, well, I'm just going to start the next stream doing that. But the good news is we did fight Balbala, and we got the loot from beating her. So I don't necessarily have to do that in Trader's Passage again. So it won't take as long to go through it as a result. So, okay. Mr. Yada, nice to see you as well. My bot's already calling me out. My skeleton surprised me, like, who the hell is that in my instance? Ooh, this does not feel good. Yeah, oh man, I don't know if this is gonna work. So I was having some issues right before I started stream as well. When I was playing my main account, I was fighting a boss, or trying to, but I was lagging extremely hard like this with no idea why. So this might be an issue on their servers because this is certainly not normal. Wait. Oh. Yeah, this hitching is kind of crazy. So the fact that it's happening to me on two different platforms is a little bit concerning. I'm getting hit before the attacks land. Oh man. Don't know what I'm going to do if it's like this. Oh my goodness. This is less than ideal. Here I am, like, trying to check my OBS to see if I'm, like, having some severe internet issues or something, but no, I seem fine. It's just Path of Exile, which is really unfortunate, because this is honestly the worst I've seen it since it launched. I wonder if they just have a large conflux of players right now. Or maybe they're getting DDoSed for all I know. Or I could also see them potentially trying to apply a hotfix, because they've been applying a lot of hotfixes in response to the player feedback, which does make me want to go back and actually like make a Reddit post. I don't know if I would like make a video for it, because it's just gonna be like me talking in an unpolished way. But I have been taking notes of a couple like bugs that I've seen, as well as some quality of life things that I think could be done to improve the game. And they've already been way more agile in the responses with what they've implemented so far. So like they've already buffed the drop rates of currency and things, which was something players were complaining about, because we couldn't really craft as much as the devs had made it sound. Wow, I'm starting to lag so much that I'm like stuttering my speech when in time with the fragments here. So Jesse R, how's it going? It's not just you? You thought it was because you installed new drivers? No, I don't know what's going on with this. Oh yeah, because you started playing the game as well. Okay. So yeah, this happened to me. This like started up 40 minutes ago or so. Like I was fighting a boss, it was going okay, then I died to like normal mechanical type stuff. And then the last time I tried to fight him, it was like this the entire time. It was so much better last night when you started. Yeah, I believe that. Well, I'm certainly not going to attempt to get my ascendancy done this way. I can't even... This might be a little bit of a rough thing to do.
Vile abomination.
If it keeps lagging too much, maybe I'll just start with my list of complaints of things that I think they should fix. And see if you guys have any feedback on that, or ideas you would want me to include or refine. Bro, this is wild. On one hand, I'm reassured that this issue wasn't like localized to me, but on the other hand, that's kind of worse. But let me put a note on my screen. Well, don't even really need to pause it at this rate. The frame rate's so bad. Well, it's not even the frame rate. Like, well, okay, apparently it is that too. I know the PS5 isn't the best. Let me... Game seems to be lagging, not the stream. Go a tiny bit further, and if it's still this bad, then I'll just like look over my list of things. It seems like things in here are weak to frost in general. Oh, there's a skitterer still alive. It's unfortunate. The funny thing is, I was like, man, if I just have to stop stream because of this, what am I gonna do? Because my normal plan would be to play this. But no, I know Amazon just came out with that new Armored Core secret level thing, so maybe that would be worth checking out if this doesn't get better. Like, even the sound effects sound really messed up like this. Alright, I'm just gonna pause it for now. Pause it for now. So, I'm gonna go over my list of things. Now, let's add something. No, not that. Window capture? Don't know if I can make this work. I can't use my text document like that. It's early access? Yeah, I mean, I'm not like too upset. It's just really surprising that the weekend was more stable than it is right now. Maybe I should like look up the concurrent Steam charts or something like that. Fix 1 buff mercenary, fix 2 buff mercenary. Honestly, I don't really think Merc needs that many buffs. It's a little bit rough at the beginning, so I feel like a lot of the classes would probably, well, let's see if I can't figure out a way to make this work. My current setup. I've got an idea. Give me one moment while I sort this out. Okay, so now that I've got that there, uh-oh, need to hide all my things. 1 second. Alright, now we should be golden. Path of Exile 2, early access, feedback, while game is lagging. Okay, so I'm gonna make that all bold. And then let me look at how it looks for you guys. The text is probably too small, so let's go ahead and do that. Okay. Hold on, this is not a good idea. Hey Meow Laser, nice to see you again. Did I watch the AC episode on Prime? I did not. I forgot what day that was. And then, honestly, I've been trying to play this at the free time. No, I know what you're saying, Jesse. Okay, so let me just copy and paste from my little text document. Now, these points of feedback don't actually have to be fully followed or anything like that. Oh man, this looks like garbage to me with it being so large. Alright, but that should be legible enough for you guys, I hope. Let's make this a little bit smaller and then like put it here so you guys know I'm still in game. Is that text fine for you guys, or do you want me to make it bigger? Oh, there we go. That should be really good. All right, so for this, one idea that I was thinking about was removing the skill level mods on weapons, at least for drops during the campaign. Mostly because I think a lot of players' experiences are going to be extremely different based on whether or not they have these kind of mods to begin with. So I think this is creating potentially a lot of noise for devs on the perceived difficulty of the campaign, because there's a large chunk of people that are like, oh my god, nerf some things, and then other people are like, oh my god, don't nerf anything, and then it's kind of hard to cut through that noise. And I think these nodes in particular are so powerful that they're almost mandatory, and it makes a lot of gear also feel worse if you don't have them. Now granted, these mods were in Path of Exile 1, but you didn't really get them until way late game, so I was actually really surprised to see them at the beginning. But this is probably the most controversial idea that I have for like some feedback. Anyway, teleport to checkpoints, that actually said that they're going to do this, so this is a win. Oh wait, we have strike through text, don't we? I always forget how the strike through text works on here. Anyway, I'll just leave that though. So another thing which I think they could do is potentially lower the respec costs. Either that or reduce the cost of things at the gambling shops, because you can't respec and or gamble for equipment both at the same time, at least during the campaign. Maybe it becomes trivialized through the maps if you're getting a lot more gold, but for the purposes of the campaign and using the new player experience, things are a little bit prohibitively expensive. I've only gambled for a few pieces of gear, and I was a little bit lucky, but most of the time not, and it's just kind of rough because we weren't getting a lot of currency. I know they like buffed the rates, but I still think that the rates are probably way too low for the beginning of the game if they want people actually crafting. And then without horns, nice to see you again. As low, hi everyone. I love typos like that. So that's just one idea for piecing things through. I'm gonna check out the game again real quick to see if it's a little bit less laggy, and then potentially go back to that. Nope, it still seems pretty bad.
Thrust crush.
Actually, it's a little bit better, but only a little bit. You know what? This is. I was about to say this is playable, and then it became not so playable. Oh no! Come on, bro. After I loot this stuff, I'll just pause again. I don't know if we could ever dismantle superior flasks to get upgrades, but I certainly haven't been able to do that in the normal bench. So now that I got that paused again, let me pull the thing back up. It's no wonder why I tolerate you because of those typos. I mean, when I was younger, a lot of misspellings and stuff like that used to really annoy me. But as I've gotten older and realized not everybody's first language is English, I've chilled out a lot. And sometimes some typos in particular can be really funny. And then Bill, nice to see you again. How you doing? So, alright. We said potentially lowering the respec and gambling costs would potentially be good for new players. Now, this one's kind of really annoying to me that if I pick up like a level 10 uncut skill gem, but I only have enough intelligence to use like a level 8 of a skill, I can't go to the highest level available of that skill gem. So I wish that if you're using an uncut skill gem, it will allow you to choose the highest level that your character can do rather than having to go to that level in particular. So it's just a little quality of life thing, which I think would feel really nice. Of course, the downside of having a system like that is maybe somebody doesn't realize that they're going to use a higher level skill gem on something that isn't going to get like that level, but they also have a UI option which can like potentially disable that in the actual options. I could show that off actually. So in game, we have gem cutting restrictions, which prevents engraving skill gems that you're unable to socket or have already socketed. So if you turn this off, I feel like you should be able to get sockets to the highest level that you are able to do as far as your attributes are concerned. Or rather, they would just need to add like another option in addition to this, because this would like completely disable that limiter. Anyway. Did we address the secret level Arbid Core episode already? Sort of. I have not watched it because I forgot that was coming out today. And I was playing this. Have you watched it, Bill? I know Fake Love had given a little bit of a spoiler-free review in the Discord. But I really haven't heard too much about it. So, the next thing that I think would be good for the campaign would be making skill gem and support gems more available. So, now that I'm on at the end of Act 3 on my main character, I've run into the issue where I'm not getting support gems. Actually, I've had really bad luck with my mercenary getting support gems in general, now that I think about it. And it really sucks that a lot of the cooler synergies are bound to the higher level support gems. I kind of wish that more support gems were available from the beginning, and like a lot of the options that I think are available feel pretty limited, especially compared to Path of Exile 1. The only difference is like the level requirements feels a little bit less arbitrary in Path of Exile 1 than Path of Exile 2 for some reason. Maybe because they're like blanket applied in Path of Exile 2 with the tiers. I'm not sure. Prepare to hear armored cores referred to as cores. Pretty mid, as the kids say. Okay. It's kind of interesting that they went with cores instead of ACs then. Yeah, now that I think about it, like, AC as in armored core just kind of sounds a little bit Englishy, no matter what. Call it a core, it's a little bit weird. Armored core is even weirder. I think AC probably would have just been the best option, after all. So, my next point of feedback were for them to fix the grenade tooltip on the passive tree. I can't really show that off with this character. But, wait, how do I even do that on this info? Okay, so attack damage. If I press info, this will show me what abilities get affected by this node if I were to allocate it. And for some reason, the grenade nodes don't show any info as, like, helping the grenades. So it's a little bit confusing whether or not a grenade counts as a two-hand weapon because it's used on a two-handed crossbow, or if it's treated like the equivalent of a mine in Path of Exile 1, where it's essentially a copy of your character, but it doesn't get affected by certain things. So that's like one of the things that I think they need feedback on, because that's kind of broken right now. And then the other thing that goes along with that would be the block tooltip I've discovered. Where is block? Okay, over here. When it says 5% increased block chance, it's a little bit ambiguous as to whether or not that means the block chance for your character, like passively. So if I pick this up, do I suddenly get 5% block on my character? Or is this a 5% increased block that my character currently has, and so is plus 5% of 0 still 0? The answer is yes, the latter, the second option. So essentially block is only, like, these increased block chances are only good if you have like quarterstaffs or shields, which have like their own native block potential, which is a little bit unintuitive and kind of sucks. Stops the air conditioner jokes with ACs. Maybe. And then I don't know why I put cinematics with an X. So cinematic, maybe it's just a typo. Cinematic sound effects are really high. That's like one of the issues that we've had, like going from like the normal character dialogue and the gameplay up into like a cutscene. That's pretty easy fix. And then the other one, I said have dialogue boxes similar to Path of Exile 1. It'd be nice if rather than having to scroll through multiple dialogue options, if it just scrolled through one text box like it is in Path of Exile 1. Then I put Tiki Asala's lines are off because of it not matching her dialogue that's written on screen. That's a pretty easy fix. There's some other characters that I've noticed that on. Orbeck. How did I zoom in? Oh, that's how you zoom in and out. I'm just blind as hell. I was wondering where the zoom in and out was. Okay. And then Orbeck. And there's somebody else whose lines were off at times. Anyway. And then this one we've already talked about, that on the PlayStation 5 you can't walk away from text dialogue boxes and listen to get that ambient lore as you're continuing to slay enemies. Then this one's pretty minor, but I think would be a really nice quality of life feature, would be to let us warp from our quest page or our map option anywhere in town, as opposed to having to go back to the waypoints themselves. But only while we're in town. You just have like the free quick travel. Then, with the crafting the way that it is, I almost feel like vendors need to sell all base white items in an unlimited amount, because otherwise it just becomes extremely tedious having to find them naturally if you want to craft something. But this might be like not the best solution anyway. I think they probably just need to buff currency drop rates if they want us to actually craft more usable gear. Because I was looking at their trade site earlier today, and honestly, now that I looked at the prices of things, I feel like there's no reason I should ever spend an exalted orb on a chance of crafting onto better equipment at this point, when I could get much better equipment for the cost of one exalted orb at the point of the game that I'm at, which is pretty unintuitive. And then I don't know if they should have a spot for people to trade earlier, but it feels like it's coming way too late in the game. I don't know if it's in if it's gonna come in Act 4, 5, and 6 with the currency exchange, or anything like that. Then I have on the socket page have more visible tabs for weapon sets 1, 2, and both. Okay, that's actually a pretty good one. So, oh, you can't even really see it. Okay, so at the top of this page right here where it says 3 spirits, I think it'd be good if they had a tab that said weapon set 1, 2, or both, because it's a little bit unintuitive. I don't know if I can even do it right now. So on the advanced info page, at least on PC... Nope. Hold on. How do I even... Secondary skill set? Is this a weapon swap? I don't understand how this works, actually. So maybe that's just a big piece of feedback in general. So part of the reason why I'm saying this is on my mercenary, the way that I have my character set up is I have 2 crossbows on. So, okay, let's just say for the purpose of this, I can't equip it just because I'm too weak. I could equip this if I had the stats. And so do you see at the top next to my weapon, there's a second window which appears that shows a 2 next to it? I could equip a second weapon here, and that will allow me to set different skills for that weapon specifically. And so for my crossbows, I have 1 crossbow which loads an extra bolt into the magazine, and then I have another crossbow which shoots an extra projectile with my grenades. So I have a grenade crossbow and a crossbow essentially, and I've set up my skill bar so that whenever I use any grenade, I'm going to be using my crossbow, which gives them an extra projectile. And whenever I do a crossbow attack, I'll just be using the crossbow that gives me more ammo, essentially. And so that was really unintuitive to figure out. And I feel like this system could be streamlined a lot better to facilitate players interacting with the system a bit more. So then another issue that I've been having is that going from crossplay on the PS5 back to the PC and vice versa, my tabs keep getting rearranged when I didn't rearrange them that way. And not only that, my stash affinities aren't saving. So what that means is when I go to my stash and I click on my orb of transmutation with control or whatever, it'll go immediately to my currency page, because that's where I've allocated my currency to go to automatically. But every time I'm logging in after doing the PS5 thing, the currency affinity gets removed, and that really sucks. So my tabs keep getting out of order, and they stop saving what's supposed to go to each relevant tab, which is really annoying. So I'm sure these are just bugs, but sometimes you just need to say something for it to be on people's radar to be fixed. And then This one I have a little bit mixed feelings about. I have more passive node redundancy. And part of my reason for this is even though the skill tree is already this damn big, I don't actually think it gives enough options for what's in the game to make things feel more viable for each class, which kind of sounds crazy at first, but honestly, I feel like when people are going to open this, they might be overwhelmed anyway, and if you're in for a penny, you're in for a pound. So I think it would probably be better if there were some more redundant nodes found throughout the place. I don't know how to search on PS5, otherwise I would. So anyway, what I mean by redundancy is if you ever want to use a crossbow and its grenades specifically, the only nodes in this entire tree are pretty much all right here and right here. So if you're ever like a sorceress or a witch that wants to try to use a crossbow and grenades, you're kind of crap out of luck, or you have to path your way all the way through like the beginning stuff just to get down here, which just takes so many more points that it's just kind of worthless. And then contrary to that, we have like the monk. If I ever want to do minion things, I've got a couple nodes down here somewhere here. So I've got like 5 little nodes. So I get essentially 65% extra minion damage as a monk. Whereas there's so many more minion options to the north of the tree. So it'd probably be difficult to implement, but I know the passive tree is going to be going over like a lot of revisions because, I mean, we are still missing like half the classes essentially. So I'm not too worried about this. But since they're going to be reworking the passive trees at some points anyway, I think that would be a good piece of feedback for them as well. Hey Adlai, how's it going? Dancing Blades of Rana. The funny thing is in Path of Exile 1, there was a unique weapon called the Dancing Dervish. And after you struck enough enemies with it, it would spin around and dance on its own and continue to hit other enemies. So, a little bit of a cross play there. And so when I was talking about trade a moment ago, I was wondering whether or not it would be a good thing for each... No, it'd be too abusable, I think. People would just be making free accounts. Okay, so this is a bad idea. Well, so maybe instead of 1 free premium stash tab, maybe that item... No, the currency tab isn't free either. Yeah, I guess there's just no good implementation for this. I'm gonna take this off the list. Let's turn that gray. Oops. Oh, and this one's really annoying to me as a mercenary. Maybe Fen has experienced this as well. But if you switch from like the fragmentation rounds on the crossbow, which is essentially your shotgun shells, to the armor-piercing rounds, which is like a submachine gun almost, then if you're holding down the attack button, it doesn't start firing automatically, unlike the shotgun shells. So that's just really annoying to me, and really easy to miss out on DPS as a result of that. I need to let go of firing and then press the attack button again, which is a little bit unintuitive because of the way you need to switch between your rounds to begin with. And then the other big piece of feedback that I have would be that I don't think there's enough skill and support gems available if you want to switch your builds. And this ties into what I was saying earlier, like my mercenary is kind of getting screwed on not having a lot of support options to begin with. So at the very least, I think you don't necessarily have to give people like a ton of skill gem drops So I think even if you increase the drop rates of uncut skill gems level 1 through like 7, that would do wonders in letting people experiment with different kinds of weapons and skills and see what they like. Because as I was saying on yesterday's stream, it's like, oh, I want to equip a bow as a secondary weapon and see how that works with the monk. I was like, wait a second, I can't really do that because I don't have the spare skill gems or support gems to really make that work. So, like, I want to do cool stuff and play with the systems that they have in the game, but they're just not enabling my success on that front. And then this is a PC issue, but for whatever reason, when you go to the inventory, and if I were to like right click the shrouded vest, if it was identified, it doesn't equip it automatically. So I feel like I have to drag and drop it. Maybe I'm missing something there. Maybe I need to like control click or something, but that's just another little bit of feedback that I have so far. And that's pretty much all of my feedback for right now. There might be some like more nuanced stuff, but I think these are really attainable quality of life fixes or like general bits of design feedback, which I think have value or could have value. So if you guys have anything you want me to add to the list, or if you want to like talk me out of having some things on the list, I am definitely all ears as far as that's concerned. So, all right. Let me just scroll back up here. And I guess I don't even need to do that. Let's just take that down. So hopefully the game isn't laggy too much now that I've stalled for like 15 minutes. Okay, so I think I'm good. Ooh, baby, it seems smooth.
Creature.
Oh, thank goodness. Alright, yeah, this is already so much better. I have to stall even longer so it'll run at 360 FPS. That's not how that works. So we get like a stack overflow of frames. That'd be pretty dope though. I do like that the ice attack kind of lunges like that. Should try screwing around with the lightning one a little bit more. Oh yeah, and like for whatever reason, the mercenary has like some of the most ridiculous access. Oh, it's the waypoint. I was like, wait, why can't I go this way? The mercenary has like some of the most access to like lightning damage. So it heavily incentivizes doing lightning stuff because the nodes in the very southern portion of the tree are just extremely good. So like one of them allows non-critical lightning damage to be lucky. And I don't exactly know how the math for lightning works, but generally lightning hits multiple times as far as like the damage calculations are concerned with lucky, and then it'll choose the highest amount that you've rolled. Maybe it's like nothing intrinsic to lightning itself as much as it is just like a thematic thing. I think that makes the most sense. How did he shatter? This adds cold damage and lightning damage. I should probably rebind my keys. Well, then I'll never... I think I did find the exit, and I was like, no, this can't be it, and then I walked away. Now would be a good time if I had, like, the checkport teleportation things. Oh yeah, and so that actually reminds me that if they do the teleport thing, then it'd be nice if they had more checkpoints in the maps. Because it can still be a bit of a trek to even go back to a checkpoint. Well, maybe, I don't know. I guess it's like the best of lesser evils.
What works of wonder?
Yeah, like I was saying, they have hotfix things for balance adjustments. So maybe I'll be getting a bit luckier with those like uncut skill gems. Although I want to say it did not feel that good on the mercenary earlier. At least for as like far as those go. I did actually get pretty lucky when I was doing the trials. Like, I had a rare monster. Trial mod, which, like, made them have more mods. And so, like, a rare monster with 4 mods spawned into my trials thing. And then it dropped, like, an Exalt and 2 Regals. It's like, what the hell? Like, that Trials mod wasn't even a bad one. It was just, like, pure upside, essentially, as long as you could kill the rares. I actually got pretty lucky with my Trials run. As far as, like, what mods I got. Yeah, so as far as, like, ascending classes go, I am pretty worried about doing this on my monk. It's like the honor system. I'd have to play extremely passively or something. Because the way that it works is that you gain honor while you're in there. And whenever you get hit, you lose honor. So even if you like don't die from like HP loss, you can still essentially lose from tanking damage, which it's like, okay, that makes sense, but you have a hell of an easier time making that work as a ranged character. And to make matters worse, there are actually some people who have their entire builds designed to like tank enemy damage and pretty much counterattack, or to ignore the enemy's damage and stay in their opponent's faces. So they're having a very rough time dealing with the trials. Oh, so maybe I want to fight Balbala again just for the drops. Nah, let's progress. Maybe I'll try the trials, or whatever they're called, Sanctum, after clearing out this quest.
Let us see what the Faradin have in store for me.
This is actually one of the cooler quests so far in the game. Summon Tiki Masala.
Hold them back while I open the gate.
We get terracotta soldiers ambushing us. Oh no. So yeah, we have Asala joining us throughout this quest. And she's unkillable, which is kind of nice. Ooh, baby. Okay. Where was I even going at this point? I think I said I was going to go up here to all the lightning stuff next. Yeah, okay.
We must maintain a fine balance.
Alright, my inventory's full. I really like stuff like that where the boulder ants just come from the top of a cliff because they're in the boulders. It's a really cool way to have enemies spawn in. Alright, I just wanted to use that before I went back to the town real quick. Solo the extraneous gear that I have.
How can I advise?
Oh, did the dialogue finally
How can
update?
I advise you?
Zarka, yeah, this is the dialogue that I wanted to show off yesterday.
You have no idea how much restraint it requires to listen to tales of people and places I knew, yet not correct her. She's close. I shall grant her that. Often startlingly so. In certain details or sequences of events, but the spirit of what happened thousands of years ago, the essence of that life, has been embellished. At other times, the stories convey only a pale shadow, and the true magnificence is lost. Or is it my memories that have drifted with time? I suppose we shall never know. Because those days are gone, never to return. All that I once loved has been dust hundreds of years longer than you have even been alive.
Now, I think that's one of the hardest dialogues that they've put into the game so far, which, you know, is a pretty tame thing, like all things considered, because it's not like he's saying the coldest thing, but there's a certain sense to it where it's like the fact that he had the introspection to wonder whether his memories have shifted over time is pretty startling, especially when you consider that this dude is probably like thousands of years old, or at the very least hundreds. I don't know the full timeline of Path of Exile and whatnot. And so, as I was saying on that other night, when we talked to Zarka, she was telling us about like the lunar and solar god, but she got their names wrong, or at least they didn't match the lunar and solar god that we could fight in Path of Exile 1, Solaris and Lunaris. So having him comment on the inaccurate stories that she tells us is pretty cool, because we saw that firsthand, so we kind of know where he's coming from. But he also says sometimes like she's startlingly close to what had actually happened, and other times like things are embellished. So the fact that he's like, oh man, maybe I'm actually forgetting how things truly were, is pretty interesting. And of course, there's another facet to the whole storytelling situation, whereas if he was a witness to some stories, that may have only showed a specific side of that story, and she may have gotten the stories from a different source with a different perspective or interpretation on things. So, I thought you're still hearing Christopher Lee. And then Mad Morgo, welcome on in. Appreciate that. Yeah, they are going pretty well. How about yourself? I'm admiring the profile picture you have. I'm not sure what it's supposed to be. At first, I was like, wait a second, is that the demon sword? The 7-branch sword? Or not? Because it could also just be like a flower, a wheat, or something like that. Talk to Zarka.
Young one.
I don't even remember what equipment I have on anymore. Let's do this first. Is that the only salvageable thing that I had? Okay. That's Lovecraft's version of his Elder Sign. Okay, cool. Got the Lovecraft runes
Young one.
and everything. Can't equip any of this stuff. Alright, so I may as well just enchant them.
Here for a story.
Why was I picking these up? Oh, that one is why. I don't know why I didn't disenchant this one. I guess I thought it was grayed out, unironically. They do look a little bit too similar. Maybe that's another piece of feedback.
Hello.
Put all this stuff in the stash.
Falling Thunder. Tempest Flurry is a combo of 4. Ice Strike is a combo of 3 cold
Definitely going to
attacks.
upgrade that. And then maybe I should do the wind one?
Tempest
See how this works.
Wind Blast knocks enemies away from you. If you hit enemies enough times, they will become dazed. Dazed enemies are easier to stun. Wind Blast knocks enemy.
I
Tempest
think
Bell
I'm going to
must
upgrade
be-
the bell because it's so weak right now. Okay. Now we'll go back in.
Let the tide of war flow.
Sweets. Whoops, not sweet.
Wretch.
Alright, well, that was really nice.
Wind
Oh, I'm full on slots. I didn't realize. Okay, what am I not using? I mean, honestly, Contagion, but that's kind of too good to give up. I just need to do a much better job using it. Anyway, I'll take this off just to see how this functions. What do I even have on? Oh yeah, perpetual charge. Maybe I should do the lightning thing, the shock thing. Well, never mind. Wait, wrong one. Show all. I already have this, don't I? No. This is it. Okay. Okay, I want this one here. Because this is kind of like my finisher move anyway. I guess it's more of a win, more I like option. Maybe this isn't the best idea. Wind blast. Yeah, I think I just need to stop diversifying and go all in on like specific things. I didn't see him somehow. You getting swarmed? Oh, that uses a lot of mana, huh? Which reminds me, drop that. Pick that one up accidentally. I'm running out. The fact that that one just teleports around makes it feel so much cooler. Really liking that one. Don't remember if there's any reason to double check this area. Forward command tents, Jamanra. Okay. They all look grayed out is the problem. Oh, I like this part though. Dang it, my thing ran out. Yeah, that ability would be one where I need like mana leech on it. That'd be really powerful. That must have been her. Okay. Now I feel like I can start pulling bigger packs and not die and get immediately bursted down. So Monk is going to feel much better now that we're like getting through the breakthrough points. And maybe some of it was a bit of a skill issue, not knowing how much I could have used that Frozen Lotus thing before. Christ, those dudes didn't come alive. What you doing, little boy?
No.
1 second. Yeah, just having the pause is such a huge quality of life upgrade. Like, I probably would have unironically not streamed this game if I couldn't pause it.
The Maniketh will fall by my hand!
Oh no, I need to get in. Okay. out of mana.
I tried to seek peace, and the
he's done.
disgraced me. Rot in the sand.
Oh, there's enemies here.
We choose war.
All receive the death you deserve. And I shall give you a dagger.
We shall finish this, but not today.
Make haste. He must not escape.
I have seen the face of the enemy, and it is hatred.
I've seen the top of the mountain, and it is good.
Quickly! He conjures the very sands against us.
I look so wonky
This
with
is
this
no
outfit.
natural sandstorm. We must battle sorcery with sorcery. Let us return to the caravan and entreat Zarka's wisdom.
Alright, so that's that for this mission. That's weird. Right, now we should get...
The Countess has used
More
corruption
story.
to resurrect Jaman-Ra, and they have escaped with the beast. Thankfully, we have some idea what the Faradin intend. We must reach Deshar as soon as possible.
Right, so now we'll learn more about Jaman-Ra.
I was asleep during the era of Jaman-Ra. I cannot attest to the truth of Risu's tale, though I cannot say it is outside the realm of possibility. The Marraketh have strict traditions, erring on the side of brutal.
Right, so let's go talk to
Time is short. Make haste.
Zarka.
Jaman-Ra can control the sands? Oh, this was not an ability he had in life. It must be born of corruption. There is something in the tales that could help us overcome such a power. It was said that the horn of the Vastiri could control the winds. I believe the horn's location has been lost to time, but perhaps it is possible that we can reconstruct it. We would have to retrace the steps of our greatest heroine, Orbala, on her final adventure. Speak to Asala. She knows the tale and where it might take us. Let her know how you wish to begin. Or you may seek my wisdom if you have further questions.
Ooh, a skill gem. So let's learn about Jaman-Ra.
Jaman-Ra? That's a tale I rarely tell. Every few generations, the Faradins stir up trouble. Jaman-Ra was their most successful attempt at causing problems. A very long time ago, he spread dangerous ideas among the outcasts and spoke to the Marraketh as if they were equals. His offenses were so great, the Sekhmers joined together to approach and rebuke him. The tale says that he was so in awe of the glory of our leaders, he ended his own life and chose to fall forgotten in the sands. It is a strange conclusion to his tale, I must admit. But this is what is told. If he has been somehow reanimated through corruption, he will have only one goal: harming us.
So I don't think we were told about the Faradun too much yet, which is my fault. So maybe the history of the Vistiri Plains? No, we did that one. Let's do Risu.
Each young one is much like another. Faradin, Marraketh.
No. Okay.
What does it matter to an old woman? Others may scowl for letting Risu sit and listen to my stories, but None may order me silent.
Oh yeah, and I forgot to ask this on chat, but like on stream the other night. But like what the hell is on her head? I first thought that she had like those ear horn type things, where in super old timey pictures, or not pictures, but drawings, you'd have like old people hold up a horn to their ears so that way they could hear things better. But when you actually look at what's on her head, it's above where her ears are entirely. So I'm like, just what are these? And it almost looks like she has like a waxen scarab pincer on her head. It's a really weird headdress. Never seen anything quite like it. So let's do the tail of the horn now.
This is not the first time the sands themselves have been used against us. The necromancer of Weeping Black, Saresh, once waged war upon the Marraketh out of the nascent desert regions of that era. He commanded not only armies of the dead, but vast roiling storms as well. Hearing of this threat, Orbala set forth on a quest to master the elements. And in 3 places of power, she proved herself to the winds. Her reward came to be known as the Horn of the Vastiri. When she drew in a mighty breath and sounded the horn, it was so powerful. Every tent across the entire plains blew open. You can imagine what it did to the necromancer's sandstorms. Seizing their moment, the united Akaras stormed forth to savage the undead armies of Saresh. For this victory, Orbala was made the Sekama of Sekamas. And after ruling with strength and cunning for many years, later became our Queen of the Wind, greatest goddess of the Marraketh. Her divine name was Garukan, which means ultimate sovereign. The tales, unfortunately, make no further mention of the horn after that.
So we'll also learn a bit more about Garukan later. So Orbala became Garukan. I didn't pick that up my first playthrough, so it's kind of cool hearing it this time around as well. So hey guys, how do we recreate that horn? And Without Horns is saying that it's weird, but the horns seem to have horns of their own. Yeah. Well, it doesn't seem like the waxen things on top are like part of it naturally. I don't know. But you read these as gilded horns? But it's really weird because they're not really like a ram horn either. They're like upside down, but yeah, I just don't... I feel like I'm missing context.
Ah, the horn. How to condense a 7-day tale. It was created during Obala's 8th adventure, her final quest before becoming the Sekama of Sekamas. She wrested control of the 3 elements. Her trusty war steed, the great mastodon Ekbab, gave its tusks for the carving and the channeling of lightning. The essence of water was a secret held at the heart of Keth. And primordial fire must be earned from those that originally brought it to Rayclast. We will find them at the Valley of Titans. Yes, those are the 3 elements we will need.
Alright, so that kind of sets the stage of what we'll be doing. And then, hey Stella, welcome back in. You're not a biologist. What do you make of the old woman's weird headdress thing? We'll give Stella a chance to look. Maybe she's just listening in. It's very something. I wish I knew how to zoom in while playing the PS5, because I would show it off like with her in-game model a bit more.
Do not wonder.
Okay, did I sell all my things? Wait, was that one? Okay. Must have accidentally picked up something worthless. I didn't feel like walking back to the dude. Stella doesn't know, but it just looks heavy. It does. I'm like, why is this not stashing? It's because this is over here. Oh, I got new
Freezing
things.
Mark makes an enemy more vulnerable to being frozen. Use Wave of Frost to dodge backwards and launch a cold area attack. When used on a shocked enemy, Siphoning Strike will release a blast of lightning and grant you a power charge. Shock enemies with other lightning skills like Tempest Flurry to prime them for a Siphoning Strike. Stormwave is a lightning area attack that covers a lot of ground and can be used on the move. Stormwave
Oh, this
is a
shocks
lightning
things, though,
area
so maybe I'll
attack
take off
that
Glacial
covers a lot of
Cascade.
ground and can be used on the move.
Alright, let's socket this in the Wind Blast spot. It's kind of ironic seeing Envenom and Corrosion on that. Okay. Wait a second. I can put Envenom and Corrosion on... No, I can't. Too good of an idea. Oh yeah, I should also check the shop because I leveled up.
Something.
Dang, she literally sells no bows. Oh yeah, that was another bit of feedback that might be worthwhile. They might want to have like more rotating shop options, like the way that they work with the maps, because it's really easy for people to not even notice that the shop updates over time. She talked about tusks. Maybe that's what the gold parts are, like mammoth tusks. It's really weird. Like they could have gilded them. Monster Hunter Wilds also has a discount sand chocobo.
Ah, yes. The Horn of the Vestiri. I know the tale. The ancient city of Keth, the Badlands, and the Valley of the Titans. We can retrace Orbala's steps in any order.
So I actually have to press X to continue? That's like one of the weirder things. Like there's a lot of times where the dialogue will autocomplete or go to the next thing. This is not one of those times. So maybe I'm getting a quest right now. Nope, I guess that was just it. Okay, that's weird. I think we're good.
Fight to the last.
So now we have new locations on our map, and we can learn more about them. So we have the Mastodon Badlands, which is level 21. Titans Valley is 21 as well. We already knew about that quarry. And the Trial of the Sekimas is level 22. I'm going to wait to do this because I'm probably not going to beat it. I didn't clear that out. Ah. Alright, new idea. We're gonna go to the Helani Gates. So anyway, I don't remember what dialogue talks about it. Oh, maybe it's Shambling. Faradun, okay.
Publicly, I will decry them as loudly as anyone else. Privately, I understand. I do not condone their actions, but I have suffered some small portion of what they must feel their entire lives. To be honest, I expected them to turn on us eventually.
I thought she talked about it. Maybe in the Risu one.
Risu has proven herself, at least to me. She has spoken only the truth, and I believe she means well. In another life, we might have been fellow Dekara, or even friends.
Anyway. Prisoner freed?
So, you released Balbara
Oh, right, okay.
4 nights.
So anyway, the Faradun are essentially like how the Spartans would get rid of their unwanted children. That's like the equivalent of what the Mariketh did in Path of Exile, and they would just kind of like leave them to the desert. So the Faradun have a really big chip on their shoulders for being ignored. I really didn't clear everything out. That sucks. Oh, you can summon her again.
Hold them back while I open the gate.
That's weird.
Let the tide of war flow.
Advance with me. There are 2 more gates we must open. The dark shadow has fallen across the land.
Ran out. Oh, who is it? That guy. I forgot to put my skills back on, didn't I? Hold on. Okay, now that's kept its binding. I just need to use more. Wait, how did that not do the 3 strike?
I need mana.
Did you say unwanted? Yeah, so these are the crossbows which load an additional bolt, which for most ammo types is like, a big deal, whatever. But it's actually really good on the fragmentation rounds, the shotgun version, because you pretty much only load 1 bolt normally. And then that's essentially just like doubling the base amount of bolts that you get. And you can get like a passive node, which gives you another bolt, I think. So you could get up to 3. Terracotta warriors. Gonna make sure I fully clear out the area this time around. Oh yeah, so last night I spent a really long time backtracking through that one map a ton. I saw on one of the bug report like hotfix things that they were having an issue with the Tinker's tools, which I failed to find. I don't know if they said they fixed it or if it was on their list of things to fix. Oh my goodness! I don't even care what I just picked up. We just got a rare bow. I wanted a bow. Damn it! Well, actually, this might be good if I get a really good quiver. I'm going to equip this in my secondary slot and be on the lookout for some quivers. Hey, our first unique of this character. Act 2. So we can drop that. Oh, this might have been the tent that I needed to check out anyway. Yep, okay. Sweet. Yeah, I really like that they added those indicators. Because I missed it my first time around. But now that we've got it, we just exit. And check out the shop, just see if there's anything good. And I also need to be on the lookout for any cool bow skills to integrate into my build.
Who goes there?
I know she wasn't really selling bows. Watch her sell something good now. She shouldn't. So I was just blind. They were in the wrong spot to my mind's eye. Ooh, baby. No, that's not that great.
Blessings.
How?
Right, well, the good news is we can go to a different area now.
Stay in sight. Hello. Young one.
It's a pretty good charm. That's 5 seconds as opposed to what, 4? Yeah, okay. Did not know that. I need a better belt.
I hear you.
Oh. Anyway.
Take care.
I need to go to the map. And now we can learn. So let's do the Mastodon Badlands first. And we'll probably do the Valley of the Titans last.
Once the seat of power for our people, now a buried testament to
Anyway, let's do the Badlands.
that Valley of the Badlands, where mastodon bones rot under the sun for all time, is proof that a culture can vanish entirely if the world changes too much. I will not let my people diminish and disappear the same way.
Yeah, this way will be different. We're gonna get eaten by a beast. The theft of ivory. Use the desert map to travel. Okay. So we just need to get the ivory.
Death shelters life in an unforgiving
Do I have the bow out right now? Okay. Oh yeah, these dudes are weak to ice. When I fought them on my mercenary, I was using my frost bolts. And that was really effective. I need to get rid of these dudes summoning guys. Oh my goodness, what the hell is that? Is that a rare? It's a big dude. That's rare though. I'm out of mana because of the ring. I need this to get rid of all these dudes throwing things at me. Why am I... Oh, why did I switch to the bow? I need to turn this off. I know why. It's because I put the bow on. So that's the weapon swap thing? I was like trying to pick things up and then I pulled out the bow for whatever reason. Yeah, these dudes summon things. So I want to get rid of them as quickly as possible. Alright, now we are doing okay. It's kind of intense walking into the map that way. You just say Hodor? Dang, leveled up pretty quick. Granted, it's still pretty early on, huh?
Your fate is sealed.
Hey Rex, how's it going? Welcome into the stream. Let's go ahead and spend that point, meow. Why did I even want to level up? So, I know eventually I'll need more intelligence. I should probably take off my skeleton at this point. I think the memes are good and done. And probably go with that aura and apply clarity to it. So that way I continue to get more mana regenerated. Clarity and vitality if I have the spirit for it, which I probably won't. Although I am going to be shocking things more often, so maybe I should go here first. Hey Corey, how's it going? Is this some kind of controller mode? Yes, I'm playing on the PS5. So my main character I've been playing on PC. This is on PS5. There is crossplay. I don't recommend other people doing this unless they're going to like play on Xbox instead. But this is kind of a different way of getting more feedback for the game. Not going full skeleton monk? I know, right? Well, there is the evil monk, the Chunk, the Cheyulin monk. So, yeah, I think for now I'll do this, and then I'll figure out my stat points a bit more later. Not the summoning circle. Oh, that one was not nearly as tanky. Oh my goodness, I'm not nearly as tanky. Holy crap. This dude almost one-tapped me. I don't know how much life I had a second ago. Yeah, so the controller does bring its own set of difficulties. Like, it's kind of hard to always target the enemy that I really want to target. But it's surprisingly functional, and I thought it'd be better to do a melee build on the controller as opposed to a ranged one for that reason. Like, now that I think about it, trying to do the grenades like this would probably be a little bit of a nightmare. Although I guess I won't know until I try. Whoa, I just realized I want to check out the bow, and then I would just be trying, huh? Pretty weak. But generally speaking, like, the controller really isn't bad. It's only like every once in a while where I really feel like I miss things. But one of the other nicer things about the controller is just like how easier it is to use the shops, ironically enough. Inventory management isn't that great beyond that, to be real. So it's kind of weird to see how, in some ways, the controller has more quality of life support than the PC client does. Which doesn't make that much sense to me, because it's like... It's all the same. The only thing that's essentially different is the UI. Like, you should have more keybinds on the shop, so why does it function actually differently? We got another charge. And another. Love it when we don't expend the charges for that. Fossilized Memorial? Did I clear that out? I hope I did. Oh, I didn't read this. Maybe I should get my clarity ready. Wait, where is it? Oh no, is that a tier 2? Oh no. Oh, it'd be nice if we could like resort them by, what are they called? Alphabetical order. I should put that on my list of feedback. Hey, you're welcome for the rundown. You might try it out sometime. Your wrist hurts when you go too hard. Yeah, that's another thing. At least the PC client, it does also accept controller support. So that's another way of doing it if you want to avoid having to pay again for crossplay. I just don't see clarity at all. I'm lacking clarity, guys. Oh, maybe I don't have the stats for it. Is this a support? Yes. Oh, wait. There we go, Dex int. Figured it out. I figured it out. Alright, so I can't use this yet, but I'm thinking ahead. It's gonna eat me! Well, I'm glad I double-checked that spot out. Man, I'm glad I called that guy. Billy Madison is such a stupid movie, and I love it for that. Aw, man. When crits feel bad. No, maybe that's why I tend to over-rely on killing Palm rather than doing the combo thing, which is a bit more reliable. Because I'm less likely to over-damage something.
Face your demise.
I got scared of my own skeleton. I got scared of my own shadow. Spiders. Yeah, I really like the enemy design in general. There's some really cool things that I'm excited for whenever they fix the Bind Spectre gem. Let's get rid of this dude to carry in with her. Let's afraid of that. So, these Lost Men brutes, they normally wield shields, but like once you break their armor or whatnot, they will lose it. And then you can attack them directly like this. If pee in your pants is cool, then you could call me Miles Davis. I can't do an old lady voice. That's the grossest thing I've heard my entire life. It took Stella a second to make the Billy Madison connection. You haven't seen that movie in ages. It's so silly. I love it. I know like a lot of people really hate on Adam Sandler, but I'm like, he knows what he's doing with his movies. Like, what did you expect going into it? Although to be fair, I really haven't seen like a lot of his more recent comedies, and by more recent I mean like more recent than Billy Madison. So maybe there is some like legitimate reasons to hate him and hate on him. I don't know. You're literally a child when you last saw it. It was on TV a lot, and I eventually got the DVD for it when I was in college. But it's kind of ironic because when I already had the DVD, I could almost quote the entire movie line for line at that point. Look, there are some minor differences between the PG television version versus like the director cut or whatever you want to call it. I need to go back the other way. But it's kind of funny just like how different Steve Buscemi's career went after that movie and like what he's known for now compared to then. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting about my curse. That's why I'm going to take it off, just because I'm a terrible player. And I think part of it is also being on the controller and it just being a little bit awkward to implement that. You hear Steve's an extremely cool guy? Corey says, this game's totally awesome. They blew it out of the park in your opinion. They completely nailed the enemies in combat. I know, like, I have really liked the combat at times, but some people were complaining about the dodge roll and being body blocked by enemies. So I think the way that they're trying to fix that is very interesting and probably the best thing that they could do. Even though I was kind of on the camp of being more like, no, I kind of like being body blocked because it makes me have to pay more attention to what I'm doing. Though to be fair,
Without end.
I do think it should have been a core mechanic that you could push the smaller things out of the way when you roll. Because that's something that Bloodborne did very right. Like when you go to Hemwick Charnel Lane, there's going to be like these old ladies which will like run at you and try to sickle you to death. And if you roll into them, they actually get staggered and you can kind of like continue to move beyond them. And then Global, nice to see you again, even though I read your comments. Rex read an article talking about how a lot of the low-quality movies made by Adam Sandler were never planned to be amazing. He basically just uses it as an excuse to take friends on a long vacation. Yeah, and of course, like, making a movie is a bit more involved, but I mean, he already had the fame from Saturday Night Live that he could do pretty much whatever he wanted. I know they had issues filming Billy Madison, like they actually had to switch directors, which, part of the reason that they switched directors is like he just wasn't following along with the type of movie that they wanted to make. So like the first director was a dude and he had the girl, like I think he like filmed like one scene that's still in the final movie. It's the one where Billy's like drunk next to the pool and Veronica Vaughn like walks up to him and like beats the crap out of him. Or no, maybe it was no, it was the field trip. Anyway, it's the scene where she's wearing like a really short miniskirt, which doesn't look like anything else that she wears as her character in that movie. And so the female director that they eventually ended up with her was like, I can't remember the actress's name because I'm pretty bad with names. So anyway, Veronica Vaughn is like so naturally beautiful. She didn't really feel the need to like hypersexualize her. So that's why she actually looks more like a teacher in the rest of the movie. So why did I even get off on that tangent? Oh yeah, because he wanted to do a vacation. So it got a bit easier for him once he got like actual movie stardom instead of just SNL. But you're not entirely wrong from what I've heard as well. So Stella, you have no excuse for not watching those Adam Sandler movies more often. Nah, it's all good. Yeah, so speaking of the cool-ass enemy design, these things... Oh yeah, I should do the bell. Oh, that's the dude that's rare. Yeah, I'm kind of in love with that ice staff thing that I've got going on now. And of course, as Rex brings up, having Chris Farley in Billy Madison, he's not even in the movie that long, but just his presence overall. God, the way that he freaking holds his breath on the bus scene when he's pretending to be pissed. Sad we lost him so young. Okay, yeah, Monk is just feeling so much cooler now that I can crap on things that are trying to swarm me. Dang it. Stella says it's not like you have access to it now. Fair enough. Oh, I still got two. Sun Clan relic. I don't remember this part of Lion King. Actually, now that I think about it, it kind of is. Like in the final area of The Lion King. You don't think you'll ever get over how they decided that Qbert had to turn into an attractive woman in pixels? Oh, is that for the new AC secret code? Or the Amazon thing? Secret level? Like Qbert. No? Soul of Simba? Maybe I just don't understand the reference. Oh my goodness! Hey guys, they fixed loot, maybe. I just got a Chaos Orb.
I carry few possessions.
It's literally the first Chaos Orb that I've ever seen in the game. Removes a random modifier and augments a rare item with a new random modifier. So like on its own, if you don't understand the crafting, that doesn't sound very exciting at all. I mean, it does sound pretty good based on like what you can do, but the reason why Chaos Orbs are good is because it's essentially like the currency items that's pretty valuable for trading. Oh, Adam Sandler had a movie called Pixels with a ton of 80s games cameos. Okay, when you guys are talking about Qbert, no, Cubely. Okay, that was where my mind went to when I was doing like the AC playthrough. You guys are talking about Qbert. No, Cubely, and I was like, Qbert? No, that must be a mech from a different Armored Core game. So when I read Qbert now, I'm like, Qbert is Cubely, the AC character. That makes so much more sense to me now. I actually have not watched Pixels. Stella liked Little Nicky a lot as a kid. Who the hell knows why? It's because it's one of those stupid Adam Sandler's movies. Or maybe you got hit in the head with a shovel. I kind of feel embarrassed at actually how decent that Little Nicky impression was, because I have not watched that movie probably since like a couple years when it came out. That's like one of the... That might be the last like Adam Sandler comedy that I've seen in terms of recency. Popeye's Chicken is... I don't know the PG-13 version of this. I don't remember what they said in the TV edits. I only ever saw it like at my friend's house. That was my best impression by several levels of magnitude. Oh no, you're probably not even wrong.
This trap will only be your doom.
What's a mammoth? Oh, I forgot how this fight worked.
Frozen lash.
Oh, I thought I died. How much mana do I have? Where's my flasks? Okay, I have 4. That looks scary enough.
I need mana. Death reclaims its own.
Do you guys remember how badly I was getting dumpstered by the damn first act boss? Apparently Monk gets better, Monk gets better, guys.
I have no room for that.
Oh yeah, that one takes up a lot of inventory space. So we'll go to the caravan, sell some things, pick that crap up, and then go to the next area. Yeah, as far as like Little Nicky goes, I remember extremely little about that movie.
How can I advise you?
I mean, I remember the Hitler scene with the pineapple, Adam Sandler getting hit in the face with a shovel
I must restrain myself.
twice, and then what am I doing? What's the other thing? Popeye's chicken, and that's about it. Oh, I must have randomly picked that up. Oh, I think I got excited when I saw that Chaos Orb. Nothing. Oh, actually, this is pretty good. What is only 9 maximum life? Yeah, I think I want to keep the other one. I was like, I got a belt, but that's not a belt at all. Okay. So I think we can just disenchant everything. Oh, I got an actual amulet. Mana regenerate. That might be good for what I'm doing. Wait, that gives me that much? I don't know if I went int or dex. Maybe I'll just keep this in my stash and figure it out. Henry Winkler getting covered in bees, Reese Witherspoon being his mom. I don't remember either of those. Monks, yeah, I know Monk is dex int, but with my current stat spread, I think I've been boosting more dex, and I should be fine with that. So I'm not sure if I just want to throw the amulet in my stash in case if I need an influx of int later, because I'm doing okay on dex, I think. I have no strength. I have noodle arms. I am thinking of doing a bow as my secondary weapon with the monk just to see what kind of synergies there are. But I don't know. What was I doing? Disenchanting. I'll need to double check that.
What?
Maybe I'll get lucky. Actually, it's not even worth. Oh, the recovery applied instantly is better.
What?
I'll just wait for, whoops,
Stay inside.
the next level up.
Young one.
Still wild that I got a Chaos Orb. Go to your happy place? No, that one isn't an Adam Sandler. That's Robin Williams in Hook.
Who goes there?
It was you. Oh yeah, we did level up. So I need to look for a good quiver. I feel like this might be a bit of a noob trap exotic, but it's probably better than a significant amount of bows early on. There's no quivers? Oh, here's one. But I can't even equip it? Why not? Oh, probably because it doesn't show my bow on me. Not very good.
Blessings.
That orb is so chaotic? No, that's Flubber. Another Robin Williams one. Alright, so we cleared out that area. I think, let me double check if there's any secondary objectives. Ekbob, that one's dead. Why is it still... It looks like it's not cleared out though. Oh, no it's not. I only did the Shrine of Bones. Am I losing my mind? Oh. That's what happens when I was too focused on combo blasting to read the boss names. No, because the Shrine of Bones is in a different area. Oh, it's because I didn't pick it up. That's right.
This will do.
So... No, it still looks like it's not grayed out. Maybe it's because I'm still in this area. Really excited for the Bind Spectre skill. And the ironic thing is I don't even have like a class that synergizes well with the minion build at this point. But when you see giant things like that guy, I don't know if they have two arms or if they're only ever one-armed. The big shielded dudes. Probably need to use this soon. Oh wow. Oh wow. Okay. I don't even think I've gotten this on my main character. It's stuck again. I think that's my first glass blower bauble. Like, the drops on my monk have just kind of been better than my mercenary for whatever reason. Happy Gilmore's the golf one? Yes. Another one of the stupid classic ones. I eat bigger pieces of poop than you for breakfast. You eat poop for breakfast? No. Although he doesn't say poop. Uh-oh. Almost got body blocked. Dead. Alright, the lightning spill's pretty good actually, huh? The Water Boy? Yes. Those are like the classic Adam Sandler films to me. Let's kite him this way. Come on, Scholar Bro. I'm not gonna command you because it's kind of pointless. No, okay, they have a nub, so they just don't have an arm. I was wondering if you, like, knocked their arm off when they lost their shields. Apparently not. Oh, I leveled up, that's right. Okay. I think we're pretty much done with this map, though. I should just move on. Oh yeah, another thing about the big shielded bros is if you hit them from the back, you deal more damage. I really like the kind of attention to detail that they did with even like their normal mobs. All right. I'm gonna call this area done, but for real this time.
Freezing strike!
I lied. Stop hitting the bell. Okay. For real this time. Okay, I can also take off my notes that I had on the stream. Forgot about those.
These tusks are truly worthy of Orbala's steed.
She's not talking about her head. Hey, we got a support gem. Nothing worth saving. Oh well. I guess we're good with this. Oops.
Young one.
The other one has a faster regeneration rate, so that's why I kept it. So that way if I spam things, I won't run out. The only joke you remember in Waterboy is his mom calling Fairuza Bulk's character a witch. One of my favorite stupid jokes in the Waterboy is how...
Falling Thunder is a lightning armor pierce. Flame Wall ignites enemies, while...
Oh, I need a spirit gem, that's right. So maybe I shouldn't worry about this. Oh, but I do have bow skills that I can be testing things with now. But I would need a quiver, wouldn't I? I wanted to do escape shot just to have something to get out of dodge. But I don't really feel like I need this right now. Your favorite is God is the devil? I think I interrupted my own thoughts on some of the jokes. My favorite joke from that one is... I'm not going to do the Waterboy voice. I don't remember the character's name, actually. But basically, Mama says crocodiles... well, apparently I'm doing the voice, not even attempting it. It's not like a real attempt. I swear. The reason alligators is so ornery is because they got all them teeth, but no toothbrush to brush them with. It's so weird seeing the skill list like this. Is it because I'm in the stash? Probably. Tempest Bell. I should probably have something else on the bell. Overpower. Confusion, martial tempo. I have concentrated effect on, not the other one. Oh my goodness. Oh, I probably have that on Stormwave now, huh? No, I don't. Where are all my gems? I need less spirit reservation. This is okay. I did have it. Oh, that doesn't show up with any of the abilities. Okay, that's kind of nice. I guess I'll put this in the stash until I get a spirit thing. Oh wait, no. I was thinking of something else. I was thinking of this. So I can do something with contagion, huh? So these are the ones that specifically work with contagion, I guess. Well, that doesn't work. That would brick it. So maybe not. Maybe it does, but it's just a bad thing. It's automated. More cast speed? Oh, maybe that would be good with this. Energy shield recharge begins immediately and is not interrupted by damage for 2 seconds when stunned while using supported skills. Oh. Oh, but I need to be stunned while using it. Never mind. I was thinking, like, when it was active, I was like, oh my god, that's overpowered. I would never use that. I guess I'll just go with the cast speed. Because it's kind of one of the things that I don't like too much about that spell right now. Your favorite joke is the throwaway from that same scene with the medulla oblongata. When his friend asks why he's picked the class and Bobby says, beautiful view, and it's just the fountain outside. It's kind of funny like how certain throwaway jokes just like catch on with certain people or like groups of people that they get fixated on.
Draw unwanted attention.
With that Horn said corruption only build? Not entirely, not yet this time. Alright, so we did the Mastodon Badlands. Let's go into Keth.
Once the seat of power for our people, now a buried testament.
I don't think we can do that yet. No, this is level 23. Okay, anyway. I was gonna... Oh no, this is level 23. I was gonna save the Valley of the Titans for later if I could, because it's so dang cool.
Aspirations of an ancient civilization still resonate from this place.
I didn't realize you could see what's her name, Zarka, from this spot when you walk in here. She's looking out from the caravan. Wayfarer's Stone.
The weary traveler has reached the end of the path. Welcome to the city of 7 waters, whence bounty springs. Behold our lush plains and verdant forests, blessed to feed empires far and wide. Eat, drink, and be fat at your leisure, so long as you take word back to your homeland of the glory of Keth.
Stella says, this is why you don't take people saying Gen Z humor is weird seriously? Because Gen X and Millennial humor is just as bad? Yeah. It's always older generations complaining about the youth. But we could all agree that, you know, 90s kids' humor had the best humor. What is that giant thing? Oh, living sand. Dang it. Kabbalah family. Looks like the worm, or like they're doing the worm when they come out of the ground. Oh my goodness, I almost got eaten by spiders or beetles. I didn't take him seriously because they're little guys. Bloodleth almost had his revenge. Can't see. Shroudwalker. I don't think I'm hitting him like that. Maybe I am.
Frozen lash!
Ooh, a regal?
Fate is on my side.
Okay. This is definitely feeling better as far as that's concerned.
Falling thunder is a lightning. Falling thunder is a lightning
I think it's about
area
time I
attack.
leveled that one up.
If you freezing mark makes an enemy more vulnerable to being frozen. If the enemy dies, falling thunder is a lightning.
Well,
When
siphoning
used on a
strike.
shocked enemy, siphoning strike will release a blast of lightning and grant you a power charge. Shock enemies with other lightning skills like Tempest Flurry to prime them for a
Now we're going to take off Contagion, which is kind of funny because I forgot what I was doing. Arcane Tempo, more cast speed. I don't think that's going to work with anything. Okay, yeah. Dang youth not doing the things the way that Without Horns did when they was a youth. Exactly. How dare things change? Kids these days never even heard of Stick Stickly. Or the orange couch on Nick. You have a low-key hatred for Stick Stickly? I mean, I just use that as like one of the most random mean things I could think of. The only reason I even remember Stick Stickly is because a long time back I was trying to like watch episodes of Are You Afraid of the Dark on YouTube back in the super old days of YouTube when response videos were a real thing and it had a rating system of 5 stars instead of likes. So anyway, I was trying to watch Are You Afraid of the Dark, and they had like somebody's old VHS rip of what was going on that day. And Stick Stickly showed up, and I was like, I forgot about him. So, obviously with me saying that, I was being very facetious about kids not even knowing who the hell Stick Stickly was, when I didn't even really remember him. Arcanist Etcher? Improves the quality of a wand, staff, or scepter. Okay. I think I might have gotten this and just didn't know what its name was. I thought it was like a super rare piece of loot. Which, I mean, it is rare, because I was surprised to even see it, but it's not like fantastic. For a monk, at least. These damn skeletons make me think they're my skeleton. In your mind, he popularized the word anyways, and pluralizing the word anyway is an insane pet peeve of yours. You know, I can respect it. I have some insane pet peeves myself. I will admit that I do unironically say anyways, I believe. Well, I guess I say ironically when I do say it. I don't like typically say it unless I'm using it not as a I guess it's never really a conjunction. Well, yeah, I guess the way that I use it would be more of a conjunction. Anyway, like one of my insane pet peeves is when people say that they itch a scratch or I itched it. That just, it infuriates me. Because you scratch and itch. Itch is not a verb. And I'll die on that hill and take everybody else with me. You hear me, brother? Okay. That is probably the one that irks me the most, but I have like other pet peeves. I just can't really think of any other than that one because that one's just that bad to me. Without horns, you want to get banned? Man, why are these things all spread out? Oh! I never equipped it. That's what I forgot to do. I'm like, I feel like I'm forgetting something. How do I use that new skill that I just got? Did I even equip it anywhere? Did I put it on? That's not it. L1? Siphoning Strike. I wish it wasn't so awkward using the secondary skill set. This is probably my fault for toggling it onto square or something like that. Hey Zero, nice to see you again. Your favorite show within a show, Scratchy and Itchy. Stella says, if you scratch and itch too hard, you do in fact get scratched. But if you itch a scratch too hard, do you get itched? Exactly, Rex. Okay. So that I have that on L1 now. Soft locked on. I was trying to aim it a completely different way so I could practice. Ooh, a chest. It is kind of really disappointing. Did I just two-shot it? Oh, that's the wrong button. Okay. That's why I need to practice. Dang it. Why is this ability good? Siphoning Strike kind of takes a lot of mana. I think I need to switch up my things. Stormwave. Whoops. I don't think I have a shock build-up, do I? Oh, this guy. You can put him on there. Wait, why do I have corrosion on? What did I want? I'm really screwing up now. Falling Thunder and Venom. I want that one there. I want this one here. I don't know what else I want in Stormwave. You know what? I think my bell's kind of fine where it is. Let's do that. The dog is snoring again. You know what? I don't really use Tempest Flurry that much. So let's make it one of our armor break options. It's probably not great, honestly. Crescendo, Contagion. Crescendo isn't going to work with me right now. Arcane Tempo I can't use. I think I'm okay now. Stella's confused now. You've completely failed to get what was originally said. It's that without horns will itch your eyes out. It's because itching things instead of scratching them drives me wild. Okay, here we go. Are these things just shock immune? Yes. I didn't even realize I was that close to leveling up. More elemental damage if you ignited an enemy recently? What are all these? Oh, these are all crits. So looking at my character sheet, I think I'm going to start pumping up my intelligence for now. For future plans. And then we're going to go up to these lightning nodes and then just stack lightning stuff potentially. Or maybe ice. Oh, you do have ice things here, don't we? No? Not really. Like, I'm sorry, but I have only ever seen like super cool things for the lightning stuff, but hardly anything for fire or ice on this entire skill tree. Unfortunately, I don't know how to search on console, otherwise I would show you guys. Stella, if you've never heard anyone ever say you've itched or scratched in your life, you're right, because it's wrong. People don't say that, but they'll say I itched it instead. And hey, Hilko, how's it going? How did he hit me from that range? Right, so these things must just be grounded, which is why they're pretty well immune to shock. Wait, where am I even going anymore? This way? That was a terrible placement of skills. This kind of does damage, though. I should pay attention to how much mana I use. Get stunned and frozen. Trying to break her armor because I forgot to do it. Oh my god, we're chunking her. She's cheating. Rose.
I won't soon forget this one. Ugh.
Just dumpstering bosses now. Hey now, Hokai, nice to see you. Tonight's the night you try out this game, but for now you watch. Nice. Depending on your class, it can start a little bit slow, but then it can pick up, as I am very happily discovering now. Is this your first ARPG, or did you play other ones like Diablo? I can't remember. We got passives. It's always nice when you get extra passives like this. One of us, exactly. Now, Kai said D4 was the only one you played? I did not play D4. If we had more time before Path of Exile 2 came out, I was seriously considering going back and playing Diablo 2. Because that's kind of the one that was always in everybody's heart of hearts for ARPGs. For Diablo players, I should say, because a significant chunk of folks liked Path of Exile 1 as well. Oh, they're shocked! Okay, what do I do? This? Okay, hold on. How do I play? I'm pressing all the wrong buttons. Killing strike. Man, I feel like I need to streamline this in my head. But if I switch that thing around, it's going to really mess me up. Okay, I've got an idea. I'm going to switch this with Ice Strike, this with Siphoning Strike, because now I'll go from L2 to L2. There we go. Okay, and this still kind of works in my head because Siphoning Strike and the Ice Strike kind of fly together. So I might take a second to adjust to the new keybinds. But I think in the long run, if I keep using this set of skills, it'll be for the best. If that horn said the closest you've come to an old school ARPG is Baldur's Gate. Don't remember what's in these. This one's been searched. Okay, that's unfortunate. Nahokai said you liked everything before level 50 in Diablo. After that, it felt like it was kind of meaningless, but that was just you. No, in fact, that was not just you. That was one of the bigger complaints about Diablo 4. That it had a really good campaign, but it didn't really have an end game. It's like overwhelmingly like the most common criticism that I've heard of D4. So we need to go to the right, but now we should get the money one. I'm pressing the wrong button. Oh my goodness! Oh, I got blown up. I didn't realize what exactly they were doing. I should have just used my ranged option. Now everything's respawned. That's unfortunate. Not everything here. I mean like everything on the map. It didn't help that I started out pressing the wrong button because of my changed keybinds. Oh well. Now I gotta remember how to do the Siphoning Strike thing more fluidly. That's probably the better word. The Lost City. Rex says, Path of Exile 2 has more and better endgame than D4 while it's in early access, and D4 has a paid expansion, multiple seasons, and an upfront price tag. I mean, right now in early access it does have an upfront price tag, but it will be free.
And this place is a testament to their choice.
Wow, the monk's, he's gonna learn a thing if he becomes a chonk. So, for anybody who doesn't know, which is probably gonna be most of the chat, because I don't think I've talked about it in the stream, but periodically... Oh my goodness! I get got. Periodically, I get got and regret my life choices. So that's my skeleton. He's not taking damage. Oh. Anyway, periodically my monk talks about like the dreamer and whatnot, but what the monk doesn't know is... I'm pressing the wrong button again. Okay. That the dreamer is a breach lord, which is like a super demon essentially. And when you pick the chonk, the acolyte of Chayula, or whatever it's called, ascendancy, you just kind of go all in on following the demon guy. Dude, these little dudes be doing the most. So anyway, with the monk saying, oh, they follow the wrong gods, he doesn't even know that, like, the dreamer god that he's a follower of is a demon from beyond, essentially. Not to be confused with the beyond demons in the game. Did I get power charges from that? No, that's unfortunate. No ricochet power charges. I guess it's not surprising. I don't actually deal the killing blow with that. Oh my goodness. But that was such a clutch heal. You know how earlier I almost switched my flask up, but I was like, oh, the instant heal is actually really good. That literally just saved me right then. Oh, this guy. Okay. Oh, he almost got me. Would I say that the lore and writing of Path of Exile is worth diving into? So, it's kind of hard for me to say that right now with Path of Exile 2 in early beta. And you should take what I say with a big old grain of salt anyway, because I've kind of never really bothered trying to pay much attention to the lore of a live service game, just because as a general rule of thumb, they've tend to have been pretty trash or very easily retconnable. And one of the examples that I'll point out to maybe a bit unfairly support my position would be like League of Legends, with them like reworking characters all the time, completely changing their lore. It shows that it's a live service game that's a game first and not necessarily a story driven thing, which I mean, story in League of Legends, why do you think it's called LOL, right? Anyway, with that being said, Path of Exile 1's story is not bad. I quite like what goes on up until like the first 5 acts, and then for me, like Act 6 and beyond, when you're going around like hunting the gods, it sounds cool, but it turns out that it's kind of lame the way that it's implemented and the quest for that. So it's got Bro, I was not trying to lock onto him. It's got ups and downs is all I can say. But there are still some cool things in Path of Exile 1. Just like there's cool things in pretty much anything. But Path of Exile 2 does seem to be a lot more focused on providing a better narrative. So I can say that much. And they're also like building off of stuff in Path of Exile 1. So it might be the case that you can go back and enjoy the... Oh, it comes from the sensor. That you can enjoy the first game more as a result of what's going on in the second. Which is always nice when more context adds to what you already thought you knew. That was the wrong ability. I was afraid of that. Okay, my button got stuck again. I'm scared. Get him away from me. Let's just get a big old super pack and try not to die. Not to be confused with a super pack for an election purpose. Oh, that was not indeed a super pack. Didn't even know you could like actually run away from that many mobs the way that I did. This game's kind of like Dark Souls 2 in that regard. I'm pressing something stupid. I'm doing the wrong button again. Okay. Dang it, that should have worked. Maybe that's not them being shocked then. Oh, I did it. Okay. Yes, that's their own shocky type effect. Oh my goodness. You must have deleted me like 3 times. Okay, let's go back to... I'm already at full flasks. Anyway, let's go back to the town. It's the wrong button. He's a breach demon, not a beyond demon? Exactly.
Quickly.
So yeah, one of the cool things about the console as opposed to PC is having just like the automatic open the shop by pressing square hotkey. It'd be nice if we could, if we could get hotkeys for other things on PC like that. So I think we can just sell everything. Actually, no, let's not sell that one. How do I undo it? Wait, go this way.
Young one.
Can't use that tab, that's right. Maybe we'll get lucky. Probably not, though. 13% increased armor. So the thing that's kind of annoying is I don't know if this is a local mod, because it would just be absolutely useless and I would have bricked this item, or if it's global. I don't think I can check that. And for anybody wondering like what the hell is the difference between like local and global, the way that works is that On an item like my boots, I have 13 evasion rating normally. So if I have another mod that says like plus 100% evasion rating, that would make my boots evasion rating go to 26 because it'll be a 100% increase rather than the evasion rating of my character because it's a local mod, so it's localized to that pair of boots, as opposed to global mods like the lightning resistance that affects my entire character. And I just kind of hate how stats work sometimes in Path of Exile. Global, you can tell me the difference, can you? Or no? It's global on jewelry? Thanks, Rex. Appreciate that. Control and left click will open any vendor inventory instantly? Okay, I didn't know that. That's good to know. An item can't get a local mod that won't apply? Okay, that makes sense. So 13% increased armor. I probably have like 40 armor right now anyway. But that's good to know. That's actually a really good roll then. Let's stash that. That's normal. I should probably not keep this, but I don't know. Oh yeah, I remember what I want to do now. Okay, that's a pretty good flask. It gives me a lot more HP than this one. So even though the instant thing is nice, I'm still getting like effectively double the heals, so it's twice as fast.
Hello?
Now, what else is I doing? Oh yeah. Should probably look for all of the good items in the shop and sell them, like trade them away if I can. I just realized I can't really do that in PS5. I don't have any premium stash tags. Wait, what are my gloves even? Okay. So my helmet might be what I... Anyway, I guess we're good.
4 nights.
%0 armor? Oh my god, I literally have no armor. So that amulet was not very good for this character so far. But that can be pretty easily changed depending on what items I get. This is terrible for a speed build. Or not, okay. Doesn't matter. Just hit hard. Ooh. Oh, it's stuck. There's something messed up with this. I almost flicker striked into that crap. Am I even dealing damage? Okay. He toroed me. %13 of 0? It's a huge boost, bro. Trust. The Galleria. I'm gonna do the exact same thing until it works. Now I'll do something slightly different.
What manner of creature is this?
I need to get the bell out faster. Got him.
Wealth is useless in a dead empire.
Can't wait for exponential mods. Spell damage. Crit spell damage bonus. That's actually a pretty decent jewel, but not for my character.
Falling Thunder is a lightning area attack. Ice Strike.
Real talk, Falling Thunder is still
Falling
one-shotting things for the
Thunder
most part, so I'm gonna level
Ice
up Ice
Strike is a
Strike
combo of 3 cold attacks. The
because it's so good. That's the wrong move. Oh yeah, everything respawned because I died like a Goomba. Alright, so that spot's done. We'll go up to the top right. Wait, how did I blink? Oh, that's the thing? So when it's shocked, it blinks. Or not? I just need to get muscle memory for doing this. Because I keep screwing this up. Oh, we can go this way. These are going to be annoying. Oh, I ran out of buffs. Okay, that was my fault. I pressed the wrong button. .46 int. I'll do one more intelligence right here, and then I'll probably start working on dex. That doesn't count. Okay. Yeah, I feel like I'm not getting shocks often enough to warrant that ability like that. Whew. How did it face that way? Missed. Tragic. Threading that needle. It's like what happens when a boss faces me. Meet the Dreamer. Now I like to think of it as in a positive phrase so that the Dreamer's name is Meat. It's kind of overkill for one beetle, huh? Tomb. Golden tomb. Oh, we got a spear gem. Okay. Oh my gosh, I almost died right there because I fumbled my control scheme. I was like, bell! And then I did not do the bell. Whew. Hey, Natural Phenomenon, it's been a minute. How you doing? How am I enjoying the game? You've been hearing that this is less hack and slashy than other ARPGs. Is that true? Do you feel it's less spammy than, say, Diablo? So it depends on your definition of spam, because, I mean, in a lot of ways, all action RPG combat is a little bit repetitive. However, with that being said, Path of Exile 2 is a lot more dynamic, and you have to pay attention to the different kind of mobs that are around you. And I have been using so many different combinations of skills in tandem to deal with specific attacks in different ways. That it does make the combat feel a lot more fresh for a longer period of time. And you're constantly kind of like tweaking your build as you find new ways to modify your stuff. So the way that you interact with enemies is very strategic compared to most other ARPGs, and also the best part to me about the combat is that they've incorporated WASD movement, so you're not just like statically walking around figuring things out and not moving. So while these dudes are shooting their projectiles at me, I have the freedom to try to like actually dodge them and things like that. And that might make the game sound easier, but also the enemies can reposition themselves before like they shoot as well. So there's a lot more nuance to the combat in general than other ARPGs. But just like the way that they've also incorporated the combos of abilities in the game, just definitely sets it apart from previous ARPGs in the genre. Hey George, you're here because it's lunchtime. How hard is this game compared to Souls? So it's really apples and oranges, because while I did get bodied more by that first Act 1 boss than any of the Armored Core bosses that I fought, I was able to one-shot him once I had the proper resistances to not be one-shot by him. So, like, generally speaking, it's not particularly hard. And I haven't gotten to the endgame of Path of Exile 2 to be able to say whether or not the knowledge check is the real skill issue, because that was a big problem with the first Path of Exile, that if you didn't know exactly what you're doing, you were bound to get messed up. So you guys, no. Damn it. I didn't look at my health. I was slouched back too much, and then I was covering my health bar. with my other screen. Yeah, the game is not a walk in the park in terms of difficulty. Like I was saying right there, if you're not paying attention, it's pretty easy to get ripped. Compared to Path of Exile 1, I have been getting one shot a heck of a lot less. But with that being said, I still haven't gotten to maps where that might become an issue. I thought he died. Damn Magi. Yeah, I just got swarmed. Should have used my Lotus thing earlier. So I have been dying kind of on par with some of the Souls games. I looked at my main character. I actually died a lot less than I thought I did. So I'm pretty much like at the end of Act 3, although I'm kind of at this one boss that's kind of kicking my ass because it's a DPS check. I'm surprisingly not meeting it somehow. And I did my slash deaths in game. And I was only at 56. I thought I was like going to be in 200 because it felt like I was just dying all the time, but apparently not. I feel like my monk is definitely over that already, even though I'm only in the middle of Act 2 because of just how many times I died to that damn first act boss. Natural says, at the moment you're trying to write down some Elden Ring lore thoughts. You're watching a video and you just started thinking. Yes, this is definitely a lot more strategic. But also good luck with the Elden Ring lore. For me, it's really hard to try to focus on two things when doing the lore stuff. It's just kind of like an all or nothing type thing. Although obviously, I guess that's not entirely true if I talk lore while I'm playing other games with you guys on stream. Buried shrines. Let me go ahead and hydrate.
Something emanates from the darkness.
But yeah, like the more dedicated type thoughts and like writing things down, I can't really multitask. Like, the most I can do is just have like music on in the background. Oh yes, I loved this spot. I never used this. How does it not show me them all? Ghost Dance. This is really annoying. $52 intelligence required. Current intelligence 51. That's tragic. All right, so I'm not going to potentially switch that out. A Wind Dancer is what I wanted, I think. Although I could do Herald of Ice with this build. Well, eventually I'm probably going to go with Herald of Thunder, aren't I? This is what I was using on my other character. And it's not like fantastic, but it does the job. Too weak for Herald of Ash, Herald of Thunder, Herald of Ice. Enemies you shatter explode versus lightning bolts strike the targets of your next 2 attack hits after killing a shocked enemy with attack damage. Frozen enemies shatter when killed. The reason why I don't like the heralds is because they always feel more like a win more type condition. So it's like, if I'm already killing things, I can kill things. So it's only really helpful if I'm like fighting a boss that has a bunch of ads which spawn in. Which, I mean, there are some of those kind of bosses, don't get me wrong. But I prefer other kind of buffs because of this. If you're hit while you have a Ghost Shroud, it's immediately consumed to recover energy shield based on my evasion. Equal to 5% of my evasion. So I do have evasion on this character and energy shield. So I might need to think about using this. What is my evasion rate? 470. So I'd only get like 80 energy shield for now, but we could get more later. But I mean, 80 energy shield is pretty good. How much life do I even have? Being able to pause is so funny. Wait, 5%. Not really doing poison with this character versus 16% more evasion rating per stage. George said, you feel like taking 2 or 3 full years to play through Elden Ring left you too satisfied? You still don't want to pick it up again, even though you want to try a quick step build or magic spam build? I mean, I would recommend just not forcing yourself. So if you ever feel like playing it, play it. But the more you force yourself to do it, the less you'll end up enjoying it, I think. And you might end up burning out. Natural asks, what do I think about the idea that Fair Missoula is being held afloat by the storm beyond time? Your thought is that a meteor hit it and Placidus X created the storm to save what he could. I don't have definite thoughts. It could have been the fact that Fair Missoula was in the sky when it was hit by a meteor, but it's really weird trying to figure out pretty much anything about Fair Missoula. So I just don't really have too strong of an opinion about it because it could be the storm beyond time, although it's really weird that the locus of the storm is different than the outer portions. And it could have been like some random gravity magic of being hit by a meteor because of the ruins Great Sword potentially talking about that. So could be a little bit of column A and a little bit of column B for all we know. So instead of playing Elden Ring, George is working on Monster Hunter Iceborne and Armored Core 6. Nice. Okay, let me think about this. So 48% more evasion total. That's not bad. That gives me like 200 evasion rating. I'm already at a 52% chance to evade? That can't be right. That seems like way too high for having such little evasion. It's kind of what sucks when you're having to deal with things like accuracy and whatnot. I don't know what I want to go with. My guess is I'll probably feel the energy thing more than the evasion because it's like passive. So even though it might be better, I don't know, man. Where is it? Ghost Dance. How many Ghost Shards can we get? Anyway. Okay, so I took off the Contagion, which is what I was going to... Oh, no. Skeletal Warrior is what I'm taking off. Skullabro is cool and all, but he's not doing me favors at the moment. And then my other stuff is in the shop. Without Horn Soldier on the D of Monster Hunter, and if more people like it, then you take it as a good sign that the game is good. Nature likes the idea of the Sun Realm, where the ruins that are scattered around the lands between are from a bunch of floating cities. I don't think it works out, and I think that the Sun Realm was probably Fair Missoula or potentially whatever Sirash may have ruled. Oh, cannonball exploded. Oh, they died more than I intended them to. Dang it, was not trying to beat it. That's why I hate the auto attack sometimes. Oh, that was totally my fault. I already got the waypoint here. I didn't realize. Okay. What am I doing? This. You like Banoon's theory that Grand Sax is just frozen in time, but because of Placidus Axe's bolt piercing him? You're trying to collect your thoughts to make a post to see what you could debunk? Good luck. It's pretty rough because of how little information that we're given.
What?
How much mana do I get back? 110? Oh, I should probably pay more attention. Alright.
What?
No, I'm not gonna upgrade it because I don't really feel the need to. Oh. I don't think I can even use the clarity thing right now, can I? Yep, it costs too much spirit this way. Alright, anyway. We're gonna have to wait. Do I have anything open? Just Tempest Bell? George can't find any evidence on why we get teleported to Fair Missoula after lighting the forge and why Fair Missoula's there. It's really weird and annoying how potentially Fair Missoula connects into everything and nothing at the same time. So I'm a disbeliever in Placidus Axe attacking Grand Sax. But there's also nothing to say that it didn't happen. But I kind of don't think that's good evidence for an argument. The absence of evidence, that is. Oh, man. Oh, we got rid of the guy. I thought I got rid of him already. Oh, he's a bad guy.
No mana.
$342 gold, 519. The cadence in the way that I just said that reminded me of that scene in Elf, where Buddy like walks into the office and like his dad's secretary's like, "What are you doing here?" He's like, "I'm Buddy the elf." She's like, "Oh, you're Buddy the elf. I'm from the North Pole." "You're from the North Pole." It's one of my favorite scenes of that movie, even though it's stupid as hell. It's one of those like throwaway gags that we were talking about earlier. Without Horn says, the fact that you can get to Fair Missoula from the Three Sisters is also weird. Adlai says, why is it weird? Well, if Fair Missoula was segregated from like the rest of the lands between, we need to then question when exactly the Three Sisters appeared on the timeline that way, or what other types of connections they may or may not have to Fair Missoula. So some people think that the Belfry is not the sisters. The three Belfries or four Belfries
Freezing strike.
are like related to the Nox. Some people think they're related to the Ul or dynasties or whatever they're called. I always forget. And then others just don't really have too much of an opinion. Oh, those lightning bricks. If I remember, these things are actually weak to ice as well. Rex says, hell yeah, throwaway gags that stick with you for some weird reason are the best. My sister's favorite throwaway gag, that's not even really a gag in Elf, is when he's leaving the North Pole and he like says goodbye to the narwhal. It's like, bye, Mr. Narwhal. And then the narwhal goes, bye, buddy. Hope you find your dad. So it just kind of, we've all got our own little quirks. You know, I should just not care about my mana consumption at all because I get flasks back to just make up for everything. He's tilting his forehead. I had that thought earlier, but I don't know. Sometimes I just don't like to choose things that hard. Which, I mean, I guess that's kind of antithetical to the way that people tend to play Path of Exile. Like, I feel like there's kind of an intended thing, and I don't know if it's intended to just be able to limitlessly spam this kind of, like, half-blinking teleport skill, which keeps things crowd-controlled ad nauseum, combos into the bell, like a G. So guys are going off. How did Ronnie find a way to fair him in the first place? Well, we don't necessarily know if Malekith was in Fair Missoula when the fragments of the Rune of Death and Death was stolen, for what it's worth. He may have, like, gone there after the fact, so that way nobody could steal from him again. And then we also have, like, weird Shadow Beast logic to consider as well. Like, what's not to say that she didn't go to the Bestial Sanctum when he was sleeping? That horn says, Farum is in the sky. We see parts of ruins from it that fell from the sky. It's frozen in time and seems to be from the end of Placidus Sax's time period, considering that almost all the beasts are dead. So, one of the other weird things to consider is that the Farum Azulan pieces on the ground, they are actually on top of the high roads, like the highways, in the Lands Between. So Farum Azula's been crumbling later than a lot of bridges have been, or not bridges, but roads were built for whatever reason. How did that not kill him? Adlai says Melina is key in all of it. She and Ronnie met up at some time, since Ronnie is the one who gave us the whistle to summon Torrent, who accompanies Melina. Maybe. No, you're wrong about that. Ronnie does not give us the whistle to summon Torrent at all. Ronnie only becomes alerted to our presence because we summon Torrent. She gives us the spirit calling bell, which is different than the spirit calling whistle. She gives us the 3 wolves and the summon bell, essentially. Maybe Farum Azula is like the Round Table Hold? Maybe. I'm assuming you're talking about the fact that like the Round Table Hold is kind of in its own pocket dimension, as opposed to the fortified manor of Leyendell. I think there was... I leveled up. I didn't even notice, guys. You got me talking about lore. Dang, we're already at the lightning stuff. This is cool. Okay. Ni Duong, welcome on into the stream. Sorry, I don't understand what I'm assuming is Vietnamese. But welcome nonetheless. George says, now you see why people love to talk about the lore in the FromSoft games. What tips you off? It's kind of ironic that you say that now, considering like how heavily my channel tends to focus on that kind of thing. Ooh. Uh-oh. Not those guys. Oh my goodness, they almost got me. I know what I meant to do, and I got distracted by the passives. Wait, where am I? I gotta be underground, right? No? I'm still above ground? I'm over here. Okay, so there's nothing extra over here, so I don't need to look. Although, in this place, I think you actually have good side treasure. Ooh, these things are tanky. Had I realized, I would have placed down the bell. Hey, Hilko, how's it going? Did you miss Juicy Lore Talk? Natural says no. Oh. Sorry, I might have missed your comment, Natural. So yeah, if you guys ever want me to respond to something, just reply or like restate it if I miss it. I don't agree that the bolt piercing Grand Axe looks just like the bolt Placidus Axe uses. So the issue is we pick up the bolt of Grand Axe from the bolt itself. So I don't think there's a reason to argue that the Boltus Placidus axe is when it's coming from Grand's axe. Like, that just doesn't make much sense to me. Just ignore everything. Oh, these dudes don't have sensors because they're not magi. Okay, so I don't need to be as fighting of them. So maybe we're out of the really cool side rooms at this point. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. No, let's not do that. I'm scared of that guy. Is Torrent's former master Melina? Are you trying to have me say something definitively about the lore in a FromSoft game? Are you crazy? So I think that would be the most natural conclusion to reach, but it doesn't necessarily have to be Melina for what it's worth. Don't forget we have that promo image of Mikola on a Torrent Light Force Spirit Steed in the DLC promo image, right? You don't want to come off as demanding or pushy. I'm running a show here. I mean, it's okay. We're all kind of talking about the lore. You've already tipped me off to this point. Okay, so this is the exact room that I wanted to come to because it's pretty cool. Treasure! A trap. That's a trap. Yep, that's pretty much all I wanted. The rewards weren't like super great, but man, did that just feel cool. And that's kind of all that matters when you're playing a video game, right? What's the Chinese warrior army called? Terracotta soldiers. I don't know what their actual titles are called. Like the Chinese term for it, at least. But yeah, I just really like a lot of the areas and the flavor that they have. Like, I remember seeing the Terracotta Warriors show up on, like, promotional material, but it was a different experience getting surprised by them when I went to the high wall of Keth and got ganked by them because I wasn't expecting it. It was very pleasant. Which is part of why, like, I don't like spoilers so much. Just because I just kind of enjoy getting surprised by things like that. Which is really weird now that I think about it, because I feel like generally I don't necessarily like surprises. Although I guess there's a little bit of a difference because I have an expectation of being surprised as opposed to like full-on surprises. Which isn't to say that I hate surprises, I don't know. I guess at this point in my life, When I tend to be surprised, it's typically not for a good reason, I guess. Damn.
What?
It's kind of sad now that I think about it and say it that way. Makes me feel old. Ugh. My hip. So I went ahead and sold that one specifically because... How did I pick this up? Because it was worth a decent chunk of gold. For a magic item, that is. Oh, wait. 234? We're not selling that one at all.
Speak up.
Oh, okay, it has a socket. Never mind. That's why I picked it up. See, that's why I didn't upgrade that other flask.
This is not the place or the time.
Doesn't Melina say something about just holding onto Torn for their former master until they can get a new one? Kind of. So Mikola could be that former master. I wouldn't necessarily say would be, because we don't even know if that promo image was canon, which really is frustrating. Hoko says, daring new pepper is the right kind of surprise these days. Without Horns asks, a Dr. Pepper? Why, Without Horns, are you a doctor? You looking for some spice in your life? Without Horns is saying, even when the surprises are good, you still don't like being surprised. Adlai says, a second Elden Ring DLC addressing Godwin as the Prince of Death would be a nice surprise. I would disagree. I know like a lot of people really like Godwin and wanted something more with him, but he's soul blasted. He's gone. They may have like screwed the pooch by having Fia's ending like fix him, but I honestly think that they were too scared or perhaps cowardly to rock the boat too much with like the DLC's implications for the base game, or maybe it was like too much of a headache trying to like what's the term, block off quests from the main game based off of what you do in the DLC. Maybe they thought that was too much of a headache, but I think that's a cop-out regardless. And I'm just beyond disappointed that virtually nothing in the DLC connects meaningfully back into the base game and vice versa. So anyway, to finish off that thought a bit more thoroughly here, I didn't stash everything. Because Field takes like Godwin's body's remaining vitality and whatnot, you're not really going to get a Godwin option unless they change the sequence of events and potentially lock you out of Fia's questline. But I was hoping that we could get something like with Tanith eating Rykard in the DLC and like seeing what happens to her. That would be really exciting to me. But as for Godwin, I think he's Dunskies, bro. No. I meant to disenchant that.
Speak up.
Can I even do anything with Ghost Dance and Siphoning Strike? Okay. Precision? I can't use this yet. I misread that as fat forward for a second. I was like, oh, that's interesting. Supported skills have less duration? Oh, so maybe less time to gain charges. That would make sense. So I need to get stronger with my noodle arms. Natural says, why would Grantax pierce himself with his own bolt? He's not pierced by the bolt. He's like holding it. Hilka would have liked more Yohade and gravity magic stuff. Yeah. If you'd be like, guys, I can fix it, but for real though. That's what she was brought up to do, essentially. Combo finisher. I already have this one, don't I? No. I guess that's better than nothing. Let me think about this. Arcane Surge? A total of 100% of your maximum mana? That sounds like a crap ton. I don't think I'd be able to meet that. Withering Touch, I suppose. I already have one of these, don't I? Oh, this will probably make sense. Okay. Natural says the DLC is supposed to occur after we become Elden Lord. We get called Lord of the Previous Order or something like that. True, which it's so tragic that they did that. I know some people think that it's not the case that we're Elden Lord, but they really didn't think too far ahead. Oh yeah, I know that much, Rex, for the grenades. That's what I have on my Merc. I just didn't think about it because I thought I had my other aura on, not the ghost one. I forgot which aura I had. Because I was like, why does this work? Appreciate that, though. Don't get me wrong.
Left a child to die.
Oh, yeah, this guy.
A new loyalty now.
I accidentally cut his dialogue off in my own playthrough.
I was weak.
Then why did you never come look for me after your ascension?
They told me you had died.
I did die. After 30 years living among the Farad'n. It was a harsh life filled with pain. And I hated you every moment of it.
Can you ever forgive my mistake?
No! Save your breath for when my king arrives and lets the seed feast upon your flesh.
All right.
My king nears.
Oh, I froze him a little bit. How did I freeze him with my lightning skill? He's trying to get me. This is disgusting, guys. Oh my god. Oh my god. I thought my mercenary was good. It took me like time and a little bit of effort to kill this dude with my mercenary. The voice acting in the game is top notch? Yeah, it really is. Like, I haven't really found anything that's felt too out of place.
She's alive.
Alright guys, now we get some actual lore for the game. So that dude outside was talking to his mother, abandoning him. Now we have the water goddess.
Immortal. Oh, at last. Please, end my suffering. My followers are long since dust, and I am but parchment. My veins dry as sand. None remember my name, and none think of me. I awoke from my long slumber, unable to move. My time has passed. I ask you, mortal, to use that one element that may finally end me. My opposite. Fire. It must be done.
Alright, so this kind of gives us a hint as to why the Marraketh plains were no longer covered with rivers and like being lush. It's because they forgot about their water goddess, which is why she's all dried up, because the faith in her is dried up. So this is kind of like one of the downsides of divinity in Path of Exile, because you can be sparked divinity through the faith and the belief of others, but what happens if they lose that faith? Apparently something like this. So, Forsaken Sun and Essence of Water. Forsaken Sun.
He was not my son. Not the one I knew. Corruption held his mortal soul in thrall, and you have finally given him peace.
So it says scroll, but if I press something, nothing
He
happens.
was not my son. Not the one I knew.
It's weird.
Corruption held his mortal
Oh, okay.
soul in thrall.
So these are the D-pad things.
He was not my son.
So,
Corruption.
for whatever reason, her dialogue doesn't advance automatically. I've had to manually press the buttons. It's kind of weird.
Some essence of water remains. The last drops to be found in Keth.
Alright, so we need the water.
None remember. I awoke from my long slumber. I ask you, more.
So we need the fire. The first time she talked about the fire, I was like, oh man, now we have to do another fetch quest. And then after her dialogue ended, the ever-burning cinders appeared. Ignite the goddess. So we don't even get the cinders in our inventory to get like a little bit of flavor text, which I have like mixed feelings about, because it is kind of annoying having to get another item in a game where like inventory management's a thing. But it's not that big of a deal.
Thank you.
I
Now
never
we got-
expected divinity could be such a curse.
Now we got the essence of water, the last few drops from veins dry as sand.
Thank you for your sacrifice.
Guess I don't actually pay too much attention to the literal quests in the quest tab, huh? Right, anyway. May as well pick up all the garbage to sell it. Alright, so Natural said, what do I make of Grandsax not really looking very dead? We've seen dead dragons, we've seen alive dragons. Grandsax is neither of those. I mean, parts like Grandsax has one of its wings fallen off, which isn't entirely dissimilar to what we see in Fair Missoula, if I'm remembering correctly. Yeah, with that horn said, Grand Sax looks like the dragons we see buried in the walls and stones of Fair Missoula. Kind of. I mean, it does look different. It is kind of annoying how many of the dragons end up like looking dissimilar from each other, even in Fair Missoula. Like, the head in the Godskin duo fight is kind of different than most dragons as well. Rex thinks Grand Sax is petrified? Maybe. I mean, it certainly looks petrified. I don't know if like that was its cause of death or stasis, whatever your headcanon is. No, so like, if you look at Grand Sax from a certain angle, you can see that one of the wings isn't attached, if I'm remembering correctly. I can't show you with the way that my stream is set up now, but I'm pretty sure I have a photo. I might be misremembering though, but I'm pretty confident.
There was a goddess of water lying at the heart of Keth. I wonder what her role in the past involved. It is my sacred duty to keep our tales, but I know nothing of this goddess. How could we, Maraketh, have forgotten something so important?
So now we get another uncut support gem. And is there anything else to listen to her about? I think that's about it.
Stay in sight. Young one.
I don't remember if I
How can I
identified things.
Young
Wait, I don't even remember what I got from killing that boss. Oh, wow. So that 17 strength isn't even all mine. 5 of it comes from a belt. That's terrible.
Speak up.
Oops. Come on, bro. Okay. So that'll be it for the gameplay tonight. I'm going to look at the pictures of Grand Sax real quick. Natural, are you on the Discord channel, or the server rather? Because we can continue the conversation a bit more, and I'll be able to post any screenshots that I might find. It's not the best angle. Let me get my video. It would be in my footage. I don't have like a good screenshot. Here I am, not in the server, but you're generally on Discord. So at the top of the chat box, I do have a link to my Discord server if you want to join it and talk more lore. Oh, I have the top chat on, not the live one. I've been screwing up. I may have been missing your guys' messages throughout the stream. Hopefully not. So yeah, I'll be able to give you better discussions there as well. Like, and not just me, we have a lot of people who are very knowledgeable and active in so far as lore discussions go. So if you're already on Discord, I would definitely recommend checking it out if you want the down low and all that forbidden lore knowledge that we have. So, okay. With that being said, we'll go ahead and end the stream here tonight. We'll be picking things up next time. First, I think potentially with the Trial of the Sekimas, I might try that once, see how terrible it is or how good it is, and then maybe I'll do the Valley of the Titans after that. Because the Valley of the Titans is super cool, so I'd like more people to be able to see it. And the Trial of the Sekimas is kind of a... I'm a little bit nervous of how much of a crapshoot it's going to be because I'm a more melee-oriented class this time around. So... thank you guys for joining me, as always. Hopefully we'll catch you on the next one, live at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, until then, take care, stay safe, Last Protagonist out.